All right, guys, so this game and the last few games really proves how bad the Baltimore Ravens are without Lamar Jackson and just how valuable Lamar Jackson is to this football game. So the Ravens fall to 1-5 against these LA Rams. We're going to talk about the top takeaways, if there's any hope moving forward, and much more. But first thing I want to talk about is how uncomplimentary this football team plays together. Like, you finally get the defense to show up today. I mean, I was really impressed with the defense. If there's one positive and good takeaway from it, it's like, hey, the Baltimore Ravens actually showed up and held the LA Rams, which were one of the best offenses in football, to 17 points. Matthew Stafford under 200 passing yards. Kyron Williams only 50 rushing yards. In fact, the Baltimore Ravens actually outgained the Rams today, but they find a way to lose, like has been a trend lately. The Ravens are undisciplined. They had 7 penalties for 80 yards compared to the Rams 6 penalties for 40 yards. Not only that, but the Baltimore Ravens turned the ball over 3 times today. Cooper Rush had a terrible interception. Zay Flowers fumbled not once but twice. And they just don't play complimentary football. It's like the Baltimore Ravens defense gets a stop, and you're like, yes, we finally got a stop. We force a punt, or we get a strip sack turnover, and then the Baltimore Ravens offense just throws up on themselves. Like, they just like, oh, what? We got a turnover from our defense? What do we do? And then they just completely fumble it, like quite literally fumble it away. The Baltimore Ravens had more first downs than the Rams. More yardage. They won the time of possession battle, dominated the time of the possession battle. Right now, there's actually like 40 seconds left in the game, and they're winning the time of possession battle 38 minutes to 21 minutes-ish. So, wow. If there was one chance at winning this game, it was get Derrick Henry going, which you did. Play good defense, which you did. And don't turn the ball over, which you did not. So the Ravens actually did really well on time of possession, did really well on defense, finally got some turnovers, some pass breakups, got some pressure, got some sacks on Matthew Stafford, but they don't play complimentary football. I will eat some humble pie right now and tell you I thought Cooper Rush was the best option, but I was wrong, man. Cooper Rush has been terrible. The first game, he had 3 interceptions. Only one of them was his fault. The other 2 were crazy, like bobbled things. But this game, 11 for 19 with an interception. Man, you finally got Derrick Henry rolling. Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 122 yards. Tyler Huntley looked better with his limited amount of snaps than Cooper Rush. It was more productive. In that little bit of the fourth quarter, had more overall yardage than Cooper Rush in one single quarter. It's really disappointing, especially I feel for guys like DeAndre Hopkins, who joined the Ravens expecting to be a Super Bowl contender, wants to get that ring, and he's having himself one heck of a season. Every time he gets a target, the dude makes a spectacular catch, and just has been Mr. Clutch. However, he joined a 1-5 football team through the first 6 weeks. Now, the Ravens, they're heading into the bye week. They would have to go on a historic run to still have a chance at making the playoffs. So as you guys know, man, as a YouTuber, you spend a lot of time online, and recently I actually had an issue where several times my account was logged in different areas of the world, and I've had my credit card information access where I've had random charges and all kinds of other hacking and scamming stuff that have happened actually within the last year. When we're uploading videos, sometimes we're on public Wi-Fi's, and this has made me want to take my privacy and my data very seriously. Honestly, man, if some of you guys were to do a Google search of yourself right now, you'd probably be surprised just how much information is out there. And it's crazy because this information that's commonly out there a lot is used for scams and identity theft. And that is exactly where Incogni comes in to help out, the sponsor of today's video. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from things like commercial databases and other areas on your behalf. So think of it like this, man. So if these data brokers and these data hackers and trying to steal all your information, they can't harm you if they can't find your information. Good news is it only takes 3 steps to get started with Incogni. You guys create your account. 2, you authorize Incogni to remove your personal data on your behalf. And then 3, you just sit back and let them do all the hard work. And now with Incogni's unlimited plan, you can take advantage of the custom removals feature, meaning you can submit individual links for removal. You just point them where to find your info, where it's being exposed, let their privacy experts do the work for you. And now if you guys want to protect your personal data online and give Incogni a try, it's awesome because it's 0 risk. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you don't like it. Take your personal data back with Incogni. Use code FORTHEFLOCK at the link below in the description and get 60% off the annual plan. Learn from some of my mistakes, man. Go protect your data. Again, big thank you to Incogni for sponsoring today's video. So here's the reality. The Baltimore Ravens have 11 football games left. They have 1 win. The best they can finish is 12-5. If they were to drop 1 game, they're going to be looking at 11-6. You have a decent shot at making the playoffs with that record. If they drop 2 games, 10-7, you still have a shot at making the playoffs, but no guarantees. They're going to have to really take care of business down the stretch. Now, the good news is they're getting healthy. They're getting Lamar Jackson back. They're getting Patrick Ricard back. They're getting Roquan Smith back and some others. And the schedule gets a lot easier down the stretch. The Ravens played all of their really tough games up front. So they got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Pats, Packers, Steelers. So, Steelers aren't going to be easy, but, Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, like a lot of very winnable games there. The Ravens are going to need to figure it out, get healthy. Just super disappointing because the things you needed to go right actually happened. Like, you stopped the run from the Rams and you ran the ball well and you played good defense, but you turned the ball over. Like, your best players, like Zay Flowers, turns the ball over. Cooper Rush, terrible interception. So the Baltimore Ravens definitely still have a shot. The unfortunate thing is the Steelers aren't losing too many games right now. They're about to be 4-1 against the Browns. So 1-5 versus 4-1. If you swept the Steelers, that would get you close. And you'd expect the Steelers to drop some games down the stretch. You could still have a shot at winning the division and getting a home playoff game. But the hope, I'd say, like the positives, is that first of all, we're getting Lamar Jackson back, and that fixes a whole lot of issues. But the biggest issue with this team wasn't the offense before the Lamar Jackson injury. I mean, the Ravens offense was actually putting up a lot of points. The Ravens offense put up 40, then they put up 41, then they put up 30. Then Lamar got hurt in the middle of that Chiefs game, and they finished with 10 points, then versus the Texans, 10 points, then versus the Rams, 3 points. So you see how abysmal the Ravens offense is without Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is, like, whoever says, like, last year, like, when he didn't win that MVP, that's just absolutely crazy. But the positive is that the defense got back on track against a very good Rams offense. So if this defense plays like it did today, and you get Lamar Jackson and Patrick Ricard back, look out. Like, you got yourself a contender. And you have to stop turning the ball over as well. So the Ravens dug a big hole. They're going to have to dig themselves out. But with what we saw from the defense today and what we know the Ravens offense is capable of with a healthy Lamar Jackson, they got a shot. One thing I liked from the defense as well was Trenton Simpson. That dude had himself a game today. He was playing confident, but he had 9 tackles today. He had half a sack, I believe. Teddy Buchanan looks good. He came in on that sack on the 4th and 3, which gave the Ravens a chance at the end of the game. But man, some other takeaways on the 1st and goal. We had 4 tries to get 1 yard to punch it in the end zone. We do 2 quarterback sneaks with Mark Andrews. We do the Derrick Henry carry that gets stuffed. And we had how do you, like, 4 tries to get it in the red zone? Like, that short yardage offense has not been good. And to be honest, Derrick Henry in those short yardage situations hasn't been great either. He's a high runner, so he gets chopped sometimes, and he doesn't have like the, explosive like jump cuts, like the shiftiness to kind of like bounce off sometimes. So in the goal line, Derrick Henry hasn't been the most effective for the Ravens. However, I'd like to see him get more than 1 or 2 carries. If you're going to go for it 4 times, I'd take my chances if you give it to him 4 times. The other thing, Mark Andrews, he had a catch that brought the Ravens to the 50-yard line. If you guys remember, that was called back for a pass interference call. They said he had pass interference. Bro, the defender could have been called for pass interference. He was up in Mark Andrews' chest, and Mark Andrews just out-physicaled him. Didn't even extend his arms that much to push off, but then gets called for PI. The next play, Zay Flowers fumbles. So it's just like nothing going right, no complimentary football. And then we're driving again in Rams territory. Zay Flowers fumbles. Then you get desperate looking for anything. Tyler Huntley comes in, actually provides a little bit of a spark, has a 19-yard rush, a couple of completions. And, man, like I said, I was dead wrong. Tyler Huntley looked better, and it looked like he brought more juice to the offense than Cooper Rush did, that's for sure. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. My For the Flock family that are still watching, even after a 1-5 start and a loss. You guys are the real ones. You guys are the true ones, the supporters, the real Ravens fans, not just the bandwagoners, right? So I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.